Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Oh, hi. So, this is a Hat in Time. All timepieces. All of them. Including all the DLC. Every last one. Included in the official release of the game, of course.
With additional DLC content.
Including the DLC.
That's a lot.
And this is co-op, and it's online co-op. So basically, there is a mod that was made by Epic Yoshi Master, who's on our Twitch.
Hello.
To basically sync up all of our progress during the run. So when I get a timepiece or yarn or whatever, Cygnus also does, and vice versa. So we can basically just run through the whole game together, splitting up all the work that's necessary, and completing the game. I'm ready to start.
I should be ready to start too. You want to do the countdown? Swoos?
Alright. Just want to preface this, I might crash, so we'll see. Yes, May's also here. Alright. Alright, let's count it down. 3, 2, 1, go. And I crashed. Alright. At least I called it. I called it before it happened. Okay, I won't crash this time. I called it.
There's a marathon where it crashed like 3 times.
No, that was also my PD. I crashed 3 times. Yeah, no, for some reason, when my game stays in the title screen for too long, like in Marathon, it just crashes when I press start. It should be fine this time. So, alright, let's count it down again. Pretend this never happened. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're good. Yes, first try.
Nothing happened here.
Alright, so as you see in the top right corner, it has both of our names. Wow. That means we're playing the game. So, yeah, so the mod mentioned earlier kind of leverages a built-in feature called Online Party, where you just have kind of online co-op.
Yeah. So basically, my mod, it literally syncs like most of the major collectibles in the game, so stuff like yarn and timepieces. So a lot of the major collectibles that you're going to be getting, you're going to notice that there's like a little icon that appears in the other person's screen. I think it's synced over. And so it helps them like have their progress be synced over as they complete the game. There's like...
Do we want to explain lag real quick? Because I just did a big lag glitch.
Yeah, so there have been like 2 billion things going on screen that are really hard to explain. So let's preface this with lag. So lag is a very common mechanic used in this game. It might seem a bit unorthodox. We literally have a program dedicated to lagging the game. We like lag straps.
Am I audible now on stream? By the way, apparently this entire time it was using the wrong input, and so no one could hear me.
Oh no!
Hooray! Hi, I'm Corbin. I'm also here, but like for real this time, and not just in spirit.
For me.
So hopefully that any context that I added that people were just replying to, you gotta filled it in through context, please.
Yeah, it's a fill in your own adventure thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the level that Cygnus is on right now. You can actually soft lock there if you scare the guy too early, which is always very fun. That's kind of the only interesting thing about that level.
like getting out of the announcers, or I'm picking up the timepiece rather.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, we're kind of communicating what we're doing. So the important part right now is that we don't really collide in the hub. What happens if you collide in the hub is that you get like a really, really long animation where you like can join the other person. So, are you in the battle?
I am.
Get a die.
No, I already have a die.
Get a better die.
This is the better die.
It's a very long animation. It's like 8 seconds.
Yeah, it is.
Because it pretty much is like, it's like, hey, we're gonna count you down in case anybody wants to join you.
Right.
So it's like designed to take a while.
This future patch Yoshi?
So,
yeah, right?
Yeah. So Barrel Battle is an auto-scroller. It's not very interesting. Dead Bird Studios is a very movement-intensive... I'm
going to be doing Basement.
Oh, you're doing Basement. Haha! So, what Swoosh is going to do here is cheat. You're not supposed to be able to get into the area that that leads you down to the finale site, which is in the basement. But you can lag into it, just like everything else in this game. It doesn't really help, but it actually helps a lot, though.
Luckily, we in the Heading Time speedrunning community don't consider cheats cheating, so we're fine.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So the fun thing about watching... Yeah. The fun thing about lags in this game is that you never know if they're lagging on purpose or if it's just the stream lagging, unless you're familiar with this game. So lag warps are a thing where essentially the game has, behind the scenes, at all times, is keeping track of your last safe position, which essentially is like, if you ever get, like, stuck, where it's going to jump you back to, it's kind of like just a prevention from you getting stuck in the world. And so what a lag warp does is if you bind lag, and I don't think that was intentional, and
Me falling in Basement was not intentional.
Yeah,
no.
if you bind lag and jump to the same key, you essentially trick the game into thinking that you're stuck, and it warps you back to your last safe position. And so you can use that to save a spot and then get back to it. It's actually pretty hard to do in some situations. There are a couple levels where it's pretty easy because they just have a lot of safe spots or unsafe spots.
Yeah.
Like heating up Mafia Town, which one of them we'll do later, is like the level that pretty much everyone stuck warps on at some point. It's like even the beginner route does it. But there's a level where there's a very hard stuck warp that requires you to like do one frame dive boosts and stuff, and it's silly and not really feasible on controller because this game's like that.
Yeah, that's great.
This is Down with the Mafia. Cygnus is going for a trick called Bucket Skip, where you dive into the button and then you lag, and it means you don't have to grab the bucket from the roof, so you can just... It's much faster.
So there's a fight skip coming up here where we... yeah, you can explain if you want to me.
Fight Skip is another trick where there's like this animation, like when you try to run up to the Mafia boss, it drops this gate, and you have to fight these two Mafia guys, and then you fight the boss, and that sucks and it's slow. So instead of doing that, you just climb up the side, and then you just jump over the cutscene trigger directly into the boss fight, and it saves a bunch of time.
It's like 7 seconds.
Are you doing regular Mafia boss quick kill? Or are you doing
regular quick kill?
Okay,
no, I said quick kill.
Not a weird ice hat thing? Yeah. Okay. The Mafia boss quick kill is a really, really weird strat where beneath the map there's a death plane that will automatically kill the Mafia boss if he hits it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat. We have to do this first phase. We get to the phase where he's like jumping into the background. And so there's actually a bit of RNG in this fight because of that. It's not like the worst instance of RNG, but it's definitely going to like top times it really sucks.
I mean, I got the best RNG, so...
Nice. What you do is you jump on his head at a specific like position and angle, and then you swing your umbrella 3 times and you lag, and then you boop clip into the stage, which is you jump onto a ledge and then boop and then jump at the right time, and then you'll drop within the stage, and then he tries to get you out of the way because you're too close to him before he does this giant mafia ball thing, and then you lag, and if you lag when you're inside of his hit when you're fighting with him, it will mess up his collision and he will fall to the stage.
I also did a quick kill.
Swoosh also did a quick kill where don't you just lag at the right time?
I did one too. Yeah, you lag like a little bit after you hit him, and for some reason, when the next attack starts to come out, it just sends them under the ground, and pretty much the same rule applies where once you go to a certain depth, they just die.
Much easier one to explain than the one I did. I think I got it, but
yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh, we're both in spaceship now.
Yeah.
So now they're both in spaceship because Boost fell, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you get to watch
if you
this
fall in the basement where I fell earlier, you literally lose a minute and a half, so it's faster to just exit to hub and come back.
It's an incredibly long fall.
It is very unfortunate. Because the game doesn't expect you to be out there, so it doesn't really have any predefined...
Are you doing regular DBS now?
Past this volume. Yeah.
Okay. But DBS is just Deadbird Studios, like the regular level, is just a movement level. It's pretty slick. We do some tricks where we abuse checkpoint volumes. So the game thinks that we skip sections of it by getting a checkpoint early. And then Golden Ball. I don't know if there's. I don't know the two-player co-op Golden Ball.
It's the same thing as any percent. Maybe with plus yarn.
Same thing with any percent. So sometimes you go into Ice Hat and then you lag, and then it's like if anybody's played Breath of the Wild, I'm sure no one's played that game. It's a small indie game no one's really heard of.
Never heard of it.
There's that one ability you get where you freeze something in time. And then you can hit it a bunch, and it stores all the momentum, and then it yeets you. Essentially, we do that with Ice Hat sometimes, where you go into Ice Hat and you start sliding down an incline, and then if you lag the game at the right time, then it will store all that momentum, and it will just send you flying.
Lag shots are really fun, especially when you get to use them.
I hate lag shots.
Why? Cool
I'm bad at them.
Fair. Yeah, I mean,
I'm really bad at
them. So am
I
I.
am now going into Subcon.
Subcon?
Mm-hmm.
Cygnus is now doing Sewers. Sewers has a quick cycle you can do. If you don't do it, then you lose one cycle, and it's not the end of the world. That's kind of the only thing about Sewers. Oh, look at that. That is...
Cycle. And then I fell.
No! Oh my lord!
Gaming.
We haven't mentioned.
God.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that was so slick, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
Yeah, that happened, but we're fine.
Subcon has a trick called Bag Skip, where there's this whole thing.
There we go.
So there's this whole thing where Snatcher, he traps you in this bag, and then that was weird, and then you have to do all there's this whole cutscene where he's like, I'm gonna take your soul and hold it in escrow until you do all these contracts for me. But it's a really long cutscene, we don't want to watch it. So we boop out of the bag because boop screws up your collision. And then we try to get to this next cutscene trigger, which is on the other side of the river. And then if the first cutscene, so there's this whole section where you're punching the bag trying to get out, and it takes a while. And if that part of the first cutscene ends when the second cutscene is already playing, then it will actually skip the rest of the first cutscene. And that saves a lot of time. And then we burn a bunch of paintings. And then we do a thing called Cherry Death, which is we intentionally get ourselves down to 1 health, and our goal is to throw this cherry at the right spot, and then you jump. You get in position so that the knockback of the cherry knocks you into the timepiece, and then that will respawn you back at the start of the level, but you still have the timepiece. And that works really well for this level, because the next level, which is my favorite level, is also in the same, like, nearby the same start. So you skip going back to hub and having to watch all the animations and stuff. The only problem is if you miss it and you do cherry die instead of cherry death, then you lose like 2 minutes.
Would not recommend.
It's real bad. We did a tournament like half a year ago, and there were a couple people who unfortunately cherry died. Cygnus is doing heating up Mafia time. You're gonna see one of the stuck warps right now. The lag warps.
Except yeah.
Yeah, there's like a strat where you try to like slingshot all the way over, and then you stuck warp all the way back to the start, and that's very fast.
Right,
but it's hard because you have to like.
I've gotten gooped.
You have to land on this balloon.
It's super
to,
precise.
Keep your momentum.
Yeah, I landed on the balloon, but I got stuck on the fence.
Oh, you got gooped.
Dang.
Yeah, gooped.
You got gooped.
So yeah, I forgot to pick up the relic here. I'm just gonna grab Birdar's relic and.
Oh heck yeah! I love. Oh, that's a trick called well dive. So a trick called well dive where you dive into that tree, and then for some reason it yeets you upward. You skip the whole like going around the edge of the tree thing. And then we have to watch.
It's also frame rate dependent because this is a great game.
Yeah, all runs in this game are done on 60 frames per second because this game's very frame rate dependent. Oh, you're not doing the lag warp for here? What?
Why would I ever?
But it's horrible. But it's horrible.
It is horrible. That's why I'm not doing it.
But it's terrible. What you could do it. So...
Yeah.
But it's bad. Yeah, I know.
Like we're for rich level.
Inside the will.
Inside will.
I missed.
My favorite strategy.
This level down here is bizarre. It's really boring. With well, we skip a bunch of it. What are you doing?
Shut up.
This is a
we
strategy
swing.
RNG manip.
Yeah.
We like this part's fun. You just swing from thing to thing, and you jump up to here, and then you go and you jump up to this next part, and you swing over, and you skip like the whole well escape sequence. Or if you're Bruce, you miss the first part 6 times. That's optimal.
2 times. Yeah, this was the best subcon I've ever actually done, actually.
And then when you exit subcon, well, you mash the dive button because it saves like half a second. Because it will launch you slightly further forward.
It lets you line up for a double jump dive into the timepiece a lot easier as well. Alright, it is time for the hover section of this run. If you would like to explain hovers.
Hovers are bad.
Please do.
Okay,
yeah.
So imagine that you wanted to fly and you like you went to school. Wait, first of all, Cygnus is doing cheating the race, which is like the hardest level for new runners, but then if you're an experienced runner, it isn't that bad. Essentially, the idea for that level is that you use the time stop hat, so that you have a lot of time to beat the level, but if you do it optimally, you can just beat it normally. And it's just all about having clean movement. Okay, hover. Imagine if you wanted to fly and you went to school and you got an aerospace engineering degree, but really all you need to do is put one cherry on top of another cherry and just sit in the right position, and then grab the bottom cherry so that it tried to pull it upward, but then it got caught in the bottom one above it, and then it just kind of created this infinite cycle, then you fly through the air.
It's not like a prop fly.
Yes, it is a prop fly.
Yeah, basically.
Essentially, it's just a prop fly. But hat version. And so there's normally this like whole snatcher fight, and then he takes you to this like end area after you beat him, and then there's like a little cutscene and stuff. But that's actually on the same map. So if we just do the cherry hover, we can just skip over to that area, and then trigger the cutscene. Did you miss?
Yeah, barely.
It is very hard to do because you have literally no indication. Like, there's a few like visual cues you can use, but you can't actually see where the box is until you've like already fallen.
My cue
which does make it
for this hover is wait until the thing on the left side of the screen disappears, then wait 5 seconds. And that works usually. It's hard though.
It is a pretty big box, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this world that Cygnus is in now is Alpine. It's the free roam world.
It's super slow.
The base game. So the idea of it is a bunch of timepieces in it, and you can kind of do them in any order rather than being like a select the stage and go into it like Mario 64 sort of thing.
Yep.
The the fun thing
lose a lot
about
of time here.
You can lose a lot of time in Birdhouse specifically. You lose a lot of time in Alpine because essentially you're gonna do a trick where you just skip all the checkpoints because it saves time. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Cygnus went back to hub there. It's faster than, like, once you get to a certain point, you've unlocked the rest of the stage. If you back to the hub and re-enter the stage is faster than riding the rest of the thing up. So you just
like super sense.
The first one that we're gonna do here is Birdhouse, which is the hardest one. Oh, hi Snatcher. Hello Snatcher.
Hey Snatcher.
I'm about to make up for Swoosh's time loss from a Snatcher however by dying in
when we did
Birdhouse.
When we did 3-player co-op runs, I got to do all of the Alpine things, and then I was like, I haven't played this game in forever, so I'm not gonna do a marathon run on it because I'm incredibly washed, and now Cygnus has to do it. Haha.
Haha.
Haha. So if you unequip the hookshot badge at the end of these like clotheslines, then re-equip it. It is faster than just jumping off it, but you do not get checkpoints. But you do get cool backflips. There's a skip where you just go on this little water wheel.
Another important part.
So who's really winning?
Of having done Snatcher early is the finale book at the top no longer fills up after every single timepiece that I do, which makes it pretty quick. This is Manor Hover. It's even harder than Snatcher Hover.
Manor Hover is really hard. It's the hardest.
That should work. No.
The gist of it is there's two
really
invisible walls on either side, and in order to get it, you need to go like in between these walls. They have varying heights, and all of your lineup is just based on this hover. It's at least not bad to miss it because you can just head to the manor normally, but it does suck, especially if you're doing like any % runs, because this is a major reset point for people.
The hover, if done like pretty well, saves about 25 seconds over this movement that I'm doing now.
You can get up there without doing a TSJ? I did not know that. That's crazy.
TSJ or normal sprint jump, and then we'll climb up like in basket.
Huh. So another thing about skipping the cutscenes lets us do some like void warping. I don't know what the right term for it is, where since we didn't update our checkpoint intentionally, so that way we can just jump off the stage instead of having to run back. We also never explained any of the advanced movement tech in this game, of which there's a good bit. There are 3.
I was just gonna say that I'm looking into the hook for Birdhouse specifically since
grabbing
the relic.
Yeah. So Birdhouse relic is like the worst, and if you miss it and you didn't watch this little cutscene here, then you have to do that whole section before here again because you didn't set your checkpoint. I set your checkpoint. Birdhouse isn't too bad if you don't have to grab the relic, but the relic requires like this really specific some pretty specific movement and then a lag shot. So there's 3 main movement tech that we use in this game that are not intentional because again we like to cheat, and those are SDJs, DSJs, and TSJs. LCS, this is the part where you like always fall. SDJ is a sprint double jump, which is if you are using the sprint hat and then you jump and then release at the right time, like essentially like release within I think a 1 to 2 frame window, which sounds harder than it is. Before jumping, you will be able to do a double jump, but with sprint momentum, which is fast. Because normally when you sprint jump,
long distances.
Yeah. That's actually what it's good for, is it's farther. And yeah, so there's some things you can only get through with an SDJ. You can also extend that further by doing a lag SDJ, which is when you lag before doing an SDJ and you go even farther, and it makes it a lot more free. Lag SDJ, my beloved.
So you differ on PC and controller, or not PC and controller, mouse, KBM and controller. On KBM you actually have to switch your hat when you lag SDJ. So that's why you see me switching hat when I lag an SDJ.
input differences in this game are super weird.
There's weird differences between input processing, which causes like these distinctions that really shouldn't exist, but they do anyways.
So the reason why that trick works is it's abusing, essentially it's like the game still thinks that you have the sprint momentum buff, but it knows that you're no longer sprinting, and just hasn't cleared that yet. So it's just like a timing glitch, essentially. It's like a race condition, sort of. And then the next trick that you're going to see a lot is the DSJ, which is when you can do so when you're sprinting, when you're not sprinting and you jump, you can do a double jump. If you are sprinting and you jump, you do like this, like the flip jump. And a DSJ lets you do 2 flip jumps, which lets you get very high. And a DSJ essentially takes advantage of the game's coyote frames system, which is when it gives you essentially a little bit of a buffer after you run off of a ledge to jump. It's a nice accessibility feature. All games should have coyote frames. I'll die in the hill, they're the best.
True.
And so you have about a 4-frame window where you can do a jump, and then the game gives you back your jump because you're in the coyote frame window, and it essentially it's a bug, and then you can do another double jump. And then a TSJ is essentially a DSJ where you do a double jump, but then you just do a regular non-sprint double jump for the second jump instead of doing another sprint jump. And those are the 3 main movement tricks. If it doesn't make sense, that's okay. I maybe went into more detail than was necessary there.
Just do a TSJ.
Just do a TSJ. Boost is going.
Quote.
This is the lava cake. It's this way. We do these lava dive boosts, which when once you've taken damage from lava, it'll like move you up again, but then you're immune for a bit, and so you can like chain those. Swc is gonna kill a toilet here.
Yeah.
There's a quick kill for this toilet, which is very silly. Which essentially, you like hit it twice, and then it's gonna go in like this time bomb phase. If you position in the right spot, you can like boost up on top, and then get your head under it and push it off of the giant cherry that it wants to sit on, and then it'll go just like the Mafia boss quick kill earlier. It'll fall to the stage and then hit a death plane, and you'll just be done with the rest of the fight. It's actually about 40 seconds faster than doing the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
It's not as big of a save as the Mafia boss quick kill, but it's still faster, so you want to do it. Yeah, literally, you run forward at the right time, you carry it on your head, and you push it off. It's very silly.
And there you go.
And then you can actually exit out of the stage early if you grab the timepiece during the contract completion cutscene, because normally you can't go in the menu there. This is the windmill. The windmill is fun. We do some skips. We do a little bit of skipping.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, what are you doing?
Standard
You're going back to the CO?
I'm doing Village.
Village is a part of this game. That's right. There are 2 main routes for any percent, and the one that most top runners and also me doesn't do Village.
Runners and me.
TSJ's hard.
There are a bunch of ways to get up there. You can do a TSJ. You can bounce off the spider. There's a bunch of things you can do.
But yeah, like May was saying, this rift can be one of the reasons why you don't do the toilet route.
I literally
There's
stopped
2
doing
routes for
toilet route
80%.
because I hate Village Rift so much.
There's
so
the
easy.
toilet route where you do toilet and village, and then there's the murder route where you do murder on the Owl Express and the Owl Express rift. Which nice part is you're gonna get to see all 4.
Like
Because
Owl Rift
this
is
is all
actually
time-
so
All of
much
them-
harder too.
All of them from me, also.
Yeah.
I'm going to do Murder on the Yellow Express right now, actually.
Murder on the Owl Express is normally a really long level where, if you're not familiar with it, you're basically just like solving this murder case. It's very much based on like Paper Mario. And so we're just gonna kind of skip the whole thing by using a few lag clips.
I have crashed.
Oh no. You have no saving.
Oh. We do not like crashes.
Wait, you crashed in Alpine? It's so weird.
That's a really weird crash point.
That's yeah. Normally this game crashes when you start it or during purple rifts, which are a type of rift. I'm gonna explain this quickly. You clip into a trash can, as we all do, and then you bounce up to the outside of the stage, and you clip in over here, and you hit this button. And then when you hit the button, then it takes down all these invisible walls. Then you can go into the big crow room with all the crows. Oh, like fully. Uh-oh.
We're good, we're good. Yes, you are
Yeah,
back
I can
on the
hear
party.
you.
Okay.
So you do a STJ over here, you grab this key, you go back over here, you jump up on that platform over there, which like, don't get caught. Oh, don't get caught. Oh, don't get caught.
We're fine.
Alright, if you get caught, you have to restart the level, so.
No.
You get up onto here,
You
first
can
try,
get away from it. You need to like buffer a dive as you enter the room.
and then you do a lag STJ, which takes you all the way over here, you go into this room, you exit the room. Wow, you've completed the whole stage, you have 0 hours
it's
left.
over.
Wow.
But are you gonna be able to figure out who the murderer was?
Who's the
Yeah, it's the
murderer?
conductor.
See, our only option here is the conductor, so we have to pick it. That's hat for ya.
This is
No
why we
one's-
turn
no
your
one's
saving
ever-
off.
Yeah. There's a setting that you can turn off, that you can turn on that stops the game from automatically saving your progress for the purpose of like setting up practice files. And you should never have it on for a marathon.
Yes. Crash.
Whew.
That is very good.
I have it off in any ATP run.
Yeah, I mean you should, because
Yeah.
You need it for all DLC because you leave the game.
this is
You'll
picture
solo.
perfect.
Come back to a great surprise.
Our goal in Picture Perfect is to become Maximum Diva, which we do by
Just like real life.
Yeah, exactly. Which we do by talking to these crows, or like, sorry, getting our pictures taken by these penguins. These are not crows. I created them myself. And we talk to DJ Grooves over here, and then we go over this part over here, and we're gonna get a yarn. No, we get a picture up here. The yarn's over there. And then we're gonna do a trick called Sewer Potion, not named after like waste water treatment or anything. It's named after a runner named Sewer. And essentially you throw a potion at the right time, which hits the dog thing up there, which hits you Maximum Diva earlier. And if you didn't get it in time, you lose a little bit of time. And if you miss your potion, you have another chance to get the Maximum Diva before it has to use full animation again. But you can skip the animation if you do it fast enough, which Swoosh did, and it saves like 8 seconds.
Yeah, the potion saves about 1.5 to 2 seconds versus just jumping up there and hitting the dog
Yeah, and
immediately.
Max Diva saves like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we have 25 timepieces. We can go into finale.
Which means we're done, right?
Which means
Yeah.
we're done with the any percent, which
Nice.
this run isn't.
Not at all.
So this is the one part of the game where we play as somebody who isn't Hat Kid, where we like playing as Mustache Girl sucks. She's like nothing.
She has no
Are
moves.
you gonna do finale
Yeah.
right now?
No.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, finale is done right before and during like the last levels.
So this is Murder Rift. It is hard, but it's a hard rift.
You do
There's a
cool
little
action,
like I didn't comment on it. There's like a fun little like zip that we do in Birdhouse where you jump onto the windmill at the right time and it goes whoop and you skip a bunch of the level. Right here, gonna do a lag STJ onto the these platforms. Don't actually have to do a lag STJ, but it's free. And then you have to do a lag shot when these things are turning at the right point, which gets you over here. Normally, if you have to like click all these switches and it makes a platform, but that's really slow. We don't want to do that. You just lag shot over here, you jump over onto here, and then you skip that section too, and then wow, we beat the level. That was actually quite good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
that is a very hard level.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
I'm very happy with that.
For some reason, this part right here that Cygnus is doing, there's like part of that. You're not supposed to actually be able to stand on those unless you're using the Dweller hat, but one of them, for some reason, is still like collidable, and so we use that to skip that part. It's very strange. The Twilight Bell is this way, by the way.
Cat jams in chat, please.
Oh, Train Rush! Train Rush owns. Train Rush is just a banger. Train Rush EX is also a banger.
Yes. 10 seconds.
You have 10 seconds to... I don't remember the actual...
10 seconds until self-destruct.
Self-destruct, yeah, it's really, really good. It's also just a really fun Death Wish level. That I can use multiple times because I had stupid consequence plus on. Fantastic. Yeah, we use the geometry to skip 2 seconds, and then we slide over here, and then you're going to skip another zip, which essentially you get caught in the wall at the right spot, and then it zips you up, and you go up to here, and are you doing the TSJ, you're doing the brewer? You're doing the brewer. That's what I do. You throw a brewer from the right.
That TSJ is impossible.
That TSJ sucks. You throw a brewer at the right time over here. When I had a drifting controller, that brewer was impossible. There's a TSJ you can do, but if you miss it, then you lose. And the hitbox. So the thing with DSJs and TSJs, they're super dependent on like your positioning relative to a wedge. And a lot of the hitboxes for platforms in this game are super wrong, including the hitbox and the TSJ that you can do to the pass and that level.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Like,
it's
it does
not even close.
It's not even close to lined up. It extends way further out than you expect.
Why could I ask for you guys' route for this? Since you guys rooted it, and then I haven't even looked at it because life's coming at me fast.
It's going by quickly.
So the purple rifts, in order to access the purple rifts, you have to build these relics, and that spawns an extra rift in different stages, as you can see by that purple thing. That's the first one, or one of the first ones. That's the crayons. As they get more and more relics, they will put the relics. You get the relics like a certain order, and they're just all over the place. There's not like you have to grab a specific relic. That's why even though Cygnus forgot to grab some relic, I don't remember, they were able to grab, heating up, they were able to grab the birdhouse relic instead. I used to grab the heating up relic at any percent because I thought it was required because that's what the guide said. This is the big parade. It's the best level in the game.
Yay.
It's essentially a 4.5 minute auto scroller.
Yep. You can save time in it though.
Oh, you don't need that, right?
No, you don't need that.
So yeah, as I said before, HatLag is an external program created by Does That username, a very, very good runner of this game. Does This username, a very, very good runner of this game. That essentially, the community was like, hey, what if we... So like there are other ways to lag the game, but they were super, super inconsistent. So the community was like, what if we just had a thing that worked on everyone's computer, and you didn't have an advantage for having a potato computer or whatever. But it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. HatLag is great.
HatLag is great.
HatLag's very good. So yeah,
Alright, no warps today.
Alright, so there's a lava warp here or a lava boost where you just boost all the way up to here. I see you have assist going on. And then you do an ice slingshot here, and then it yeets you to the end platform, and you skip the rest of the stage.
So how purple rifts are laid out is they basically have like all of these rooms scattered out throughout the map. And it just so happens that this room is like the perfect distance away where you can do a lag shot and go straight to the last room and just completely bypass like a bunch of rooms.
Yeah, you can't see it though because of the draw distance. Yeah. You just kind of have to know where it is.
There's a handful of the purple rifts have skips like that.
Yeah. Because normally to like get all these rift ponds, and then it opens up the like cauldron, and then you can go to the next room. It's really annoying. This is the Illness Spread. It's the finale for this level. Yeah.
And if you speedrun it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not... It's faster than speedrun it, because essentially we're going to take advantage of that checkpoint skipping again to just, you have to, like, go and break these plants, and then you have to run all the way back, but if we don't set our checkpoint, then we can break the plant, then dive off the stage, and then run all the way back. It's a lot of time. It saves, like...
It's huge.
2 to 3
Like, the
minutes,
level would be,
I think.
like, twice as long.
Yeah.
You just have to run back all the whole time. But instead,
Yeah, you just backtrack everywhere.
we just get cool backflips and don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not that easy to fall in, the Illness Spread, though, I feel. It's not like, it's no birdhouse.
You could get like, unlucky bonk.
True, you can't get an unlucky bonk from the... I don't know what to call them. That is true.
So it's
I did
kind of
not
like a
almost die in
double-edged
parade.
sword.
Don't launch my screen.
Yeah, I noticed that you got very low there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dying in parade's real bad, because, because we're long.
He has me dying in parade.
So you saw that, Cygnus beat up a plant, and then just dove off the stage, and now all the way back here instead of having to ride the clotheslines all the way back. Not a ton to talk about right now, because of,
Because parade is happening.
parade
It
is
is interesting.
happening. I don't know, are we supposed to ask for a donation, if, like, give time for the host street donations? I feel like that's the thing we're supposed to do, right?
This is definitely a good time to do that.
This is the best time to do that.
Okay, cool. We do have a donation from Deathline for $20 that says, "What a wonderful experience that was. We hope everyone's having a blast. Let's keep on raising money for Lead."
Thank you, Deathline.
Now I'm in the mood.
Gosh, it's an experience when the auto scrollers sync up like that, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the parade rift. It takes the mechanic from the parade where you have like this chain of penguins and they follow you. But we're just gonna do cheaty speedrunners and skip the whole level, as you do.
That lag SUJ is very annoying. It's not super precise, but you need to do your jump late enough to make it, and it kind of sucks.
It's your least favorite blue rift? That's
You know
crazy.
balcony
not.
exists, right?
Balcony's easy, you just lag, right?
No.
Unnamed
it's
hookshot strategy.
This is the best level in the game.
What, the illness?
Nope. Award ceremony.
Award ceremony!
This is a really difficult level. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I
This
messed
one's
up
really
there.
hard. Okay, alright, everybody just quiet.
Yeah. There was a lot of talk, I just couldn't focus, and I lost a second.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, okay, well, you know, you'll get it.
You'll
Like,
get
I'm
it.
sorry, you can make up a
I
time.
need to grind that IL. It's okay. It's really
Look, you know what?
You'll get it.
Time saved for next run.
true. That's true.
Yeah, that's the fake award ceremony. You run forward and you get a timepiece.
Yeah. So the point of that is, after that, you get a phone call on the phone. The phone's used in like murder. And it's like, hey, you want to find out what really happened with the award ceremony? And then you do basement, which I did.
Also,
a long
very
time ago.
reminiscent of what's it called? That one level in Thousand Year Door with the wrestling
Yeah.
arena. Very similar to that.
Let me know if you're in the hub, by the way. I'm doing crafting. All right. Well, let me know when you're not in the hub now.
So, why are you beating the heat?
Why am I beating the heat?
Why are you beating the heat?
Because I'm crafting relics.
Yeah, so, I think Albie discovered this. where
Yep, I know. Let me know when you're not.
so these relics become progressively more expensive to build, and you get stuck in pawn economy hell, as you just need a bajillion pawns to build all the relics. But Albie discovered that if you build a relic at the right time and then go into a Death Wish level, which is an expansion thing that is like hard versions of all the levels, then it will unlock the stage, but it won't take the money. Or no, will it take the money? No, it won't.
It won't. It takes.
It won't populate the. Yeah.
Correct.
It doesn't like fill up the thing, so you can just keep using the 50 pawn one over and over and over again, which is great because. Wait.
It's because I backed out of the pad and went in. That's why that one was still there. But it's fine. It is extremely important here that we're not in the hub at the same time, because it makes that cutscene appear, and it's really annoying. Okay, we are a relic behind.
This is the goat rift. It's the best rift. There's a bunch of goats, and then you like jump around this big thing in the middle, and then you go in. It's fun.
Wait, did you not get the heating up one?
I like the goat rift.
Okay. Okay, I'll grab that one. Because I couldn't get manor, so we double back up, but I'll get it going into Mafia Cooks. You're fine, I'm not crafting anymore. Yeah, so the reason why it's super important to not be in the hub at the same time is because Beat the Heat also gives that really long cutscene, and if I take too long, like if we let that cutscene expire and put me in the level normally, it'll not make the glitch work, so the pad becomes unusable. And if Cygnus is to join me, it both messes them up for where they were, which is Alpine, which is pretty far away, and it also, I kind of need to, like, yeah, right. Yeah, you get stuck in the bedroom, so I would need to go to another level and then do the same thing and then let them out. So it's just very annoying and very important to not do that.
So both of them on their way to do more rifts. This is Sleepy Subcon, another one with,
Not doing the skip. Good
You're not doing the skip? It is very dumb. This is also the rift where you can find the book with the list of, what is it? The list of...
I'll go to it.
Yeah,
it's very important.
It's extremely important. I don't want to, like, get the wording wrong. I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't want to get the wording wrong.
It's in the last one, right? It should be.
Yeah, it's in the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, so those cats, if they hit you, they'll either steal a pawn or they'll steal a hat. I think it depends on their color, but that also might have been something that somebody told to me as a lie. I don't remember.
I just know which ones take it and which ones don't.
Pretty much.
Curly Tail Rift is one, it's another rift where we skip the whole thing.
Alright, we are coming up on the very important...
We jump on top of this, we do a lag SDJ.
Alright everyone, listen up. Proof of Ethical Consumption Under Capitalism. It's a really big book. Oh, the pages are blank. Okay.
There's a couple things like that in this game, it's fun. Yeah, Curly Tail Rift, we jump up top of the pillar, we do a lag STJ, it skips a bunch of the annoying cats, and then we, like, jump up over. We as always in rifts in this game, we cheat.
Is there a level where we don't cheat?
Bazaar is the closest, I guess.
True. Yes, please. And I'm gonna get the heating up one from Mafia Cooks, and we'll be good. And we are in spaceship at the same time.
That's gaming.
Mod
this is the best. So this is the best individual world in the game. This is the Arctic Cruise. It is
don't know what you're talking about.
First DLC world, because it contains the best level in Manhattan Time, which is Ship Shape, which we will get to soon. I'm extremely excited for Ship Shape. If it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, I assure you I am 100% honest right now.
It's because May knows I'm bad at it and wants to watch me
suffer. It's true. I don't know why you brought...
Yeah, you brought Ship Shape fans.
This is Mafia of Cooks. It's actually if you're doing any percent, it's considered a backup level if you're having trouble with CTR. You kind of just do it normally but fast.
Yeah,
honestly.
there's no skip, but it's a very fun riff to do. It's very like not technical and it's really easy.
Yeah,
it's easy to optimize.
In Bon Voyage, we have to do all these tasks, and then when we do all the tasks, then we're done with the level. That'll never come up again.
Is that like another game that I've heard of?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
It's like The Sims.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, they shatter the timepiece, and then we have to get all the timepiece chunks back. It's the first time where they use that mechanic, as far as I know.
Yep. They use it twice.
It comes back in Metro, but some of them are just sitting around. Some of them we have to do tasks for. Tasks were like the big mechanic for the Arctic Cruise, which is why the Arctic Cruise is the only good individual world in the game, because everybody loves doing chores.
So the reason I didn't do the Death Wish reset here is because there's only 2 more relics to make, and I have enough pawns to afford both of them, so it's really not a problem. So I'm going to be entering the finale to go into the purple, just to save like the really tiny bit of time that it takes to knock this vent off. Wow, crazy! A game has both vents and tasks. What else is like that?
Metal Gear Solid.
Ah, that makes sense.
Ah, yeah.
No, Metal Gear Survive. I think it's
Ooh.
both of those. Oh no, Chibi Robo.
Ooh, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, Chibi Robo is so good. I love Chibi Robo. This is no, that is not a Pokemon XD reference. It is a full game. It is a full series of games. The biggest problem with any percent, all time pieces, all DLC, is that we're doing all these riffs. We're not doing the Death Wish riffs, which has the best track in the game. It's so good.
Rift Collapse is the best track.
Rift Collapse is so good. That was a skip. That's not how you're supposed to do it. If that wasn't clear. I know that seemed normal, but that was actually a skip.
It's hard to believe.
I know. Yeah, if you haven't heard Rift Collapse, I recommend going onto youtube.com and searching Rift Collapse A Hat in Time OST and just giving it a listen, because it is a complete.
It's a banger.
It is a banger.
Are you
done
with Bon Voyage? Cool. That's fine.
More like a bad voyage. Got him.
Oh, I get it. Alright.
So I won't lie, for the longest time I thought the Alpine took 4 timepieces to get into, because I just never saw the 1.
That would be a very different experience.
I know, I was very confused about why we did things the way we did for a very long time.
Alright, y'all ready for the best level in the game?
Is
Yes.
it ship shape?
Nope, it's not shipshape.
Oh.
Oh, is it bizarre or balcony
Bizarre.
rift?
Nope, it's not Balcony Rift.
Is it
Is it
Deep Sea?
Deep
It
sea?
is Deep Sea. I've decided to do Deep Sea first to get it out of the way.
Deep sea is bad. Deep sea's bad.
I made an hour-long video in Deep Sea.
I know.
It's a great
Deep
concept.
Sea's great.
I know. So this is a deep sea apologist. Deep sea sucks.
I like Deep Sea.
Deep
You
Sea
are-
sucks.
Deep sea is very long and very arduous.
It's great. Not really. It's not a good level, but I enjoy it.
It looks cool.
It looks.
I don't
great.
even think it looks cool. I think it looks bad.
The movement
Fair.
to get into the rift is sick.
The movie to get there is like that.
Unless you get hit by the octopus, but that happens. So, yes, I think this is the most aesthetically pleasing Purple Rift.
I don't.
The music is kind of lame, but...
I like Bird's Rift.
Bird's is also very good. But this is also the longest Purple Rift, because it's just so big.
Alright, this is a trick called Boot Station, where, wait, I don't know if you got it, because... ideally, what you would do is you would boot clip into there, which would let you, essentially do another checkpoint warp, where you get onto this train and skip the rest of the level. It saves like 20 seconds, I think. Is it 20?
Saves like 4 seconds.
4? Is it 4? No. Yeah. Alright, I don't know.
It's not super significant. I feel like every time we do marathon commentary, Mace's is 20, and
somebody told me it's 20 once. I swear to God.
It's definitely not 20.
Alright, well, it's bad.
It's like 8 at most.
Okay.
If you do everything correctly.
It's possible something else changed 20 seconds and I was misremembering. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not the first time.
Dumpster dive, probably.
This is called dumpster dive. Dumpster dive is a good trick where you dive into a dumpster. First you dumpster, and then you dive.
First you dumpster.
And now you clipped out of the stage, and then you do a sweet little DS, or you go over to here, and then you climb up on top of the cat bus thing, and then you go over here, and you know where to clip back into the stage, and then you clip back into the stage, and then wow, you did the whole level. That was so hard. Dumpster dive is actually pretty tricky, but it's fun. I don't know, I like dumpster dive. Also, you can do my favorite trick, which is called dumpster dive, which is where you forget to dive after you get the clip, because you're excited that you got the clip, like first try. So this one time, so sometimes you go back to hub, sometimes you don't. Essentially, it's like if where the next stage ends up being. As I'm definitely an expert on the 90% Metro stages, so...
They're doing Rush Hour right now.
Yeah, so Rush Hour is like the finale of Yakuza, but we're not gonna do it as the finale, because you can actually just head over to the end area, like, whenever you want, and just trigger the cutscene for the ending. So what we're gonna try and do is clip out, and there's like a volume you can land in, which is actually gonna take us to the Rush Hour escape tunnels, which is what we're in here. And then you can actually just do the level normally at that point.
Yeah.
And just beat the level.
It's also interesting to note that you can clip in to do it early, and the place you clip into is different based on the version that you're playing on.
Yeah. Also, I will say, when you watch any percent, or when you watch the runs of Metro, we just like blaze through it and skip, just lag clip out of everywhere and skip everything. And it paints Metro in a pretty bad light. Metro is an extremely good DLC. It's very good.
Yeah, I mean, you take Cruise and you take Metro, and Metro's like infinitely better.
Metro is really good. If you played the game when it came out and you haven't played Metro, I highly recommend getting the Metro DLC. It's very fun. Yeah.
All right. That's
unlike Alpine, essentially, it's we use a lot of Metro in any percent because unlike Alpine, it's essentially a free roam world where all of the timepieces are just really easy to get to and close with clips and stuff. Even without clips, it's still pretty fast.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of timepieces in Metro. Metro's good.
Sure. You sure you don't want to join me in Ship Shape?
Ship Shape. Okay. So, Ship Shape. We have to complete 18 tasks. 18 tasks. And when we complete the 18 tasks, the captain will go, "All right, pup, come back to the control room."
Yes. I guess.
And so the tasks, the way they spawn, are random. More on that later. And so this is an extremely RNG heavy level, which is why a lot of people don't like it. But it is actually really cool because it's like, as a Pokemon runner, it's actually really cool because it's very like rooting on the fly because a lot of like clips you can do to get to certain places quickly. There's like some manipulation you can do for how the tasks spawn. if our resident taskmaster Yoshi wants to talk about how the tasks spawn. There's literally nobody in the world, I think, who understands the tasks better than Yoshi besides Gears for Breakfast, maybe.
Even then,
Yeah. So,
Even then, it's arguable.
the tasks are incredibly complicated. It is honestly impressive how much work they put into this particular system for basically one level of the game. There's a lot that goes into it, but basically it can choose between favoring the current room you're in, not favoring the previous room you're in, or favoring some random adjacent room. Or there's also this mechanic called bridging, where if you have a task that is over 2 rooms away, so like it's not in an adjacent room, it's in a room further out than that, the game will try to bridge you between that by picking a room in between these. And all of this, so it's kind of like very random, but at the same time, you can kind of get to know the randomness of Ship Shape, which is why I'd like to give a shout out to a runner named Kaz, who has like spent many hours grinding this level just for fun and insanity, and is the runner who got a sub 3. It's honestly impressive.
Kaz Ship Shape is insane.
Has over 100 sub 4s.
Yeah, they're so good at Ship Shape. Also, shoutouts to FMO for doing a Ship Shape tournament.
Yeah.
Which I unfortunately have to drop from because my stupid controller broke, but I was very excited for it. As a Pokemon runner who's used to just dealing with horrible nonsense RNG, this isn't even horrible nonsense RNG. It's like okay manipulatable RNG.
This RNG I'm getting is really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like having these kitchen tasks.
Yeah.
Kitchen tasks are great because the kitchen's just in the middle of the stage.
Yeah, there's kind of like this.
And they're all quick.
There's like this middle line of the ship where there's like these perfect tasks. So ideally, you kind of want these dining tasks, which you basically just take to the kitchen and they're done. The kitchen task, which you usually either stay in kitchen or go out to dining, ideally. There's the captain tasks, which you just take down to kitchen. The gambling tasks, which just stay in gambling. Or there's the Mercial tasks, which are literally just freebies, or they're horrible.
Oh, they're horrible. No in between. Also, a nice thing is that if you ever void out in this world, you'll get sent back to the captain. So sometimes, like if you have a captain task, you can just do. There's a bunch of clips you can do to just clip to the world and then get immediately sent to the captain.
Oh my god.
There's also tasks will not keep spawning once all the like tasks that you would possibly need to finish are available. So like the tasks that are there, Swoosh has to do. It's not like another faster task could have.
Why is this the best Ship Shape I've ever done?
Because it's marathon luck.
Yeah.
So at the end of this, the goal is you want to get as close to. So the timepiece doesn't actually. You get sent back to the captain, and then the timepiece is actually in the lobby. So the goal after you complete the last task is to get as close to the lobby as you can, because when you get sent back, you can jump onto his chair, which is not considered a safe spot, talk to him quickly, and then do a lag warp to get back to wherever you were before.
Why was that so good?
What was your time?
4:22.
That's a good Ship Shape. That's
really
a good Ship
good.
Shape.
That's
Wait,
more
what is
than
that?
That's about 45 seconds faster than my previous best.
Wait,
That's
where does
awesome.
where does that land on the leaderboards?
That's like absurd. That was really good RNG. It is a very difficult level, and it needs a lot of reacting to RNG, which I'm really bad at, so I'm really happy that I got such good RNG to like not have to really worry about reacting to.
So I guess on Cygnus' side here, we're doing Pond Anvil, which is basically where you're having to collect these power ponds. You have to collect 100 of them. They're all scattered around with all these different train paths. I think it's fun, but
It's fun when you have Magnet.
yeah.
With Magnet Badge casually, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's all going down. Never thought I'd.
Now is it?
Now.
Oh, so now we're on the finale. Because Arctic Cruise is a really weird level that has 3 stages.
More than a boy.
And then Rifts. It's like really weird, especially when you consider the fact that there's like 8 timepieces in Metro, so
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of weird stuff that you get to do in this. You get to carry. So our goal is we have to carry all these seals out. Also, the more you carry, the more they wobble.
Wobbling's a great mechanic.
Hat Kid wobbles so that you don't fall down. And there's gonna be a part where you like slide into this thing and then it warps you back to the start. It's super weird. So now you got all the seals. They're like, wait, no, they're still on the road. There's still another section of seals. I forgot.
Yeah. And in case you're wondering what in the world is going on in the story, basically, Hat Kid was like, "Hey, what if I just take control of the ship and kind of crash it into an iceberg?"
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh wait, I mean the ship was called the SS literally can't sink. I don't get how it's sunk. That doesn't make any sense.
No,
it's an unsinkable ship. Wait a minute. I've heard that story.
Miss. And so then after that, we save everyone on the ship, and then we're like, we should probably save the captain, huh? And then everyone else is like, no, we're leaving without you if you're not back in like 2 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever. And then you have to go save the captain. Also,
Conductor's like, are you sure? Like, what are you doing, dude?
Conductor's like, thanks for saving my life. I mean, to be fair, I guess in my casual playthrough, I did side with Groove, so I understand why Conductor would maybe not have a lot of patience for me. Because I'm pretty sure I literally killed him.
Nice.
Don't you kill the one you don't side with?
No.
Well, not like deliberately kill to death, but like you beat them up.
So you can pick up characters with Brewer for some reason. I don't really know why.
Yeah, it's honestly a really funny story because someone actually mentioned it as like a joke, and then someone tried it, and then it worked. Which is like actually just blew people's minds.
That's all the regular levels of Arctic Cruise.
I should do that. I'm gonna be waiting a long time. I'm definitely gonna do it. Go do finale, yeah. Because I just need balcony and then I'm done. So.
So this finale. Level. Oh, you crashed again?
Okay.
You're doing finale?
Yeah. It kind of just depends on where we are in the run. So basically, all we have left is Balcony, which I'm doing now, Finale, which Cygnus is about to do, Roomby Factory, which is the Metro Purple Rift, and then Tour, which is the last level in the game, which you get after you get all other 55 timepieces.
By the way, here's my theory. Here's my Brewer theory, and that is you can pick up seals with the umbrella, can't you?
Can you?
I think you can. So my guess is that they just coded it as if you deal damage to him, it picks him up. Alright, so Finale is split into 2 sections. There's the Gauntlet, and then there's the Mustache Scroll fight. Gauntlet is a fun movement section, and Mustache Scroll fight is an RNG fest.
Yay.
We all love RNG. 3 Pokemon speedrunners. Yeah, potentially 4.
Wild.
Potentially 4.
Who's the 4th?
Me twice.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've played enough for everyone combined. Actually, so is Cygnus, so we both play Hell games. So that's that's like a checkpoint abuse there. And then you're not doing the lag shot? What? The lag shot's so fun. Yeah, but just don't miss it.
But it saves time if you don't miss it.
It doesn't help a lot. It doesn't help at all, but it actually helps a lot, though. I would, yeah. So the goal here at the end actually is to end the level with 1 or 2 health, because there are a couple tricks you can do at the end based on how Mustache Girl decides to use her moves in the in the first phase of the fight that let you skip a segment of it, and it saves a good chunk of time. And you have to be at low health to do it. Because essentially the way that the boss fights work in this game is that they have phases, and each phase is like a move list, and they'll use every move that they have in a random order and then repeat it. So we you can kind of if you know what moves they have and what moves they've already done, you can start to predict what's going to happen next just because of how that mechanic works. But you also get into situations where there are times where if it worked a little different, if it didn't work like that and it was truly random, it might actually be better. It's interesting.
And it's important to note, whenever it's swapping between one attack list to the next, it can't actually play the same attack twice in a row.
Yes.
So if it finishes with one attack, you know that the next attack is
it's going to be different.
Attack list is going to be
which is why one cherry is possible.
Yay.
So that was an intentional damage there in order to get down to 1 health. Did you pick up a pond? Did you fall in the lava? Oh yeah, you picked up the ponds. So you won't be able to... Yeah, so there's 2 tricks called Slapsy and Torpsy, which are essentially you throw a brewer at a really specific time, and you end this first phase at the same time that you die. And so after it gets the checkpoint for the next part of the fight. And so instead of having to watch the whole dark zone section here, you have to dodge stuff for a while. It just skips this. It plays death animation and then it skips it to past this. It saves I'm gonna say 20 seconds again. That's wrong, but I'm just gonna keep saying 20 seconds.
It's 12 to 13 seconds.
Yeah. So when you add them together with the last one before, it's 20 seconds.
Poop station plus Slapsy is 20. Perfect.
There we go. Yeah.
This next part, with when she goes to the edge, you can the game doesn't expect you to be able to do damage to her at that point. So normally you're supposed to run her a couple times, and then the Mafia people are like, "Oh, we'll do the Mafia ball," but if you hit her with a brewer, the game doesn't know what to do, and so it just skips you to this section. You don't have to run at her that much. It saves a little bit of time. This next part is the most RNG heavy section of the game. It's the cherry phase. We have to hit Mustache Girl 8 times.
Yeah.
8 times. And because of the way that she'll put up the shield, and we break the shield with a cherry. And because of the way that the fight mechanics work, as I explained before with the sequencing, it can require up from 1 to 4 cherries to get all of that damage in. 1 cherry is extremely rare. It's about 2.3%. 3 cherry is by far the most common. You can also go for double hits here, but it's kind of risky because if you don't do it right, you can get what we call a yeet, which is where she falls out of the stage and you soft lock the game. But double hits are really good, to be honest. So that was a 2 cherry, right? Yeah, 2 cherry is good. 2 cherry is good.
So
23% chance to get the 2 cherry, if I remember correctly, roughly.
So basically, I need to do wait here because the Rift Tour only spawns when you enter the hub with all the timepieces. So because we're getting the last 2 timepieces right now, I need to get the second to last timepiece specifically, so I can enter Tour and do it.
Oh, yeah, so this last section.
Yeah. Usually it ends up waiting about a minute or so, just because it's hard to sync it up that well, but this is fine.
Yeah. This is not too bad. This last section, you can't really lose it, because all of your friends are punching each other, because they realize that it gives you health pawns when they die. And so you just essentially have infinite health. Your goal here is to go for brewer doubles, which is when you hit her at the same time you hit her with the brewer, which does 2 damage instead of 1. And I think you've hit her 6 times in this phase.
8.
8 times again?
Yeah.
I should just not say numbers. And your goal is essentially just to not get doubles if you can. Don't get hit because getting hit loses time because it freezes for a second.
Heard.
All right. Yeah. So now it's a hard level.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we're going into the last level in the game, which is the Grand Crash.
Don't remind me.
We started with a crash. Maybe we can end with a crash.
Do not. Yeah.
But yeah.
This is clock TSJ. You TSJ off the clock, and you can skip the whole puzzle to get into there. It saves not that much time.
Seconds, yeah.
It's just 5. I mean, it's a good bit of time, but it's also not that much time.
It looks cool though.
If only there was a phrase for what I just said. So this is the tour. It's essentially like oh god, I can't. The stream's lagging, so I can't tell if you actually did crash or if it's just.
I did not crash yet. If I crash, it'll be in the bird section.
Yeah. So essentially, we played it for earlier. The pink rifts are all these rooms where you have to get rift ponds in order to open the little cauldron to get the next room. What are they, by the way? I always call them cauldrons.
I call them cauldrons. They're like
Okay.
pots.
Yeah, they're weird. Kettles? Maybe they're kettles.
That's not bad. Yeah, I don't know.
And each one of these is themed after one of the worlds. They're themed off each of the worlds in the game. So this one right here is the Dead Birds one. That first one was the Mafia Town one. The third one is going to be Subcon.
Yes, but I can skip it because it is
We
bad.
skip that, yeah.
The Subcon section in Tor is extremely long.
Subcon's extremely long.
True.
How did I totally just missed when we did MDS.
Yeah, I did it a while ago.
I know, MDS has the best loading screen in the game.
This trick I'm trying to do sucks. I got another minute and a half. That's another zip. And then you run on top of these catwalks. It's a turnip because you turn and you go
and
up.
then you zip.
Turn and it. Yeah, so basically you get on this beam which has collision for far too long. It really should not have collision this far out. And this skips the entire Subcon section and brings me into the Alpine section. And because I collected enough rift ponds in the previous section, the game doesn't care what section you're in as long as you use the ponds to open the kettle, which only happens when you're nearby it. And that's when it uses it. So that's why I'm able to get some... I got all those rift ponds in the bird section because it's easier to get there versus the Alpine section. So I kind of front-loaded them to later on. I need to not die here.
Yeah, don't die. Turn on
Dying in Tor
assist
is really easy.
Turn on assist mode if you need to.
No. Refuse. Nah, we're fine. As long as I have 2 health.
Alright, I literally don't even want to commentate MDS. MDS is the third-person shooter part of this game. I just want to look at how adorable Snatcher is with the male delivery hat, because it's actually the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Time gets...
Oh my god, it's adorable.
Time is when I collect the timepiece. And time. Time plus a third of a second.
So that was A Hat in Time, all DLC, all timepieces, 2-player co-op. Rolls right off the tongue. Look at how cute Snatcher is with his little mail delivery hat. I love him.
Yeah.
We had 2 crashes, which is par for the course, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of expected.
But neither of them were the worst. Cygnus's crash was pretty bad, but
No, my crash was my crash was in the worst spot at
know.
the start of the game.
do either of you have the dab mod installed?
No.
Oh, I was gonna ask you to dab.
So yeah, if you're interested in learning this game, you should do that.
You should learn a hat in time. It's very fun.
It is.
It's like, what if Super Mario Sunshine was a good game?
Yeah.
Check out.
Don't forget to watch the Super Mario Sunshine run in this marathon later on.
Yeah. I only said that because Deathbline's on staff. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. You should follow CygnusEa and swc19 on your twitch.tv of choice. I hope that's twitch.tv. It's kind of the only one.
I like twitch.tuvalu.
You should also follow Epic Yoshi Master on twitch.tv. They're all very good hat runners.
You should also follow twitch.tv/Corvame, who is also an epic hat runner.
Should be an epic hat runner.
I have not run hat in like 4 months. Yeah. The last thing I did was the mod IL where I got last place because I submitted a meme.
But it was a good meme.
It was the best meme.
It was a good meme. I guess I'll leave you all with one final piece of wisdom, which is, did you know that the softest part of the fruit is sometimes called the flesh?
I did know that.
See y'all.